showtime.
Showtime, folks. but yeah, like I was saying, like once you get that upgraded, you should be like it's easy to stream on there too. So
Yeah, after Mania, I'm trying to make the investment.
Oh yeah, because Philly is gonna be a fun time. I'm like,
Listen, arm and a leg.
I told him,
Arm and a leg.
I said, hey, I'm going just for the vibes. I ain't going there for nothing else. I'm like, if you catch me at a bar, either say hey or mind your business.
Yeah, literally.
Like, hey,
it's that.
That's all I need from you. I don't need nothing else. Just say hey, mind your business, and then we good. If not, leave me alone.
Keep it pushing. Yeah, I'm dead.
But while we wait on Dwayne, how did you did you watch both shows or did you watch strictly Elimination Chamber?
I watched both shows. I watched No Surrender this afternoon.
Because I watched it last night and I was like, damn, I'm kind of glad I didn't have to pay for this.
Yeah.
It wasn't a terrible show, but it was more so as like this was pretty much free TV.
A filler show.
What up, Deshaun?
It was a filler show for sure.
I mean, outside of a few matches, it was pretty tame.
Yeah. I thought the Giselle and Jordan match cooked.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I expected nothing less. Honestly, it's like I feel like this weekend was women heavy as far as them cooking, because everybody else was pretty much autopilot for me. Like everything was. What does Twitter say? An aura off. Like everybody was just built off of aura. Like as soon as the bell rang, you like, all right.
Yeah.
So
it is what it is, I guess.
All right, so yeah, I guess we can go ahead and start the show and just let him pile on in, so we ain't got to be here all night because be time. So yeah, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this intro and let's go. Let's get jabby.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and make noise for GRESH UNLEASHED.
Let's go! When the club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang, bang, gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. GRESH Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Hero, you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like GRESH Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the GRESH Unleashed podcast. This is a special edition, a bonus episode featuring yours truly, the voice of the most, the purveyor of mischief, Gresh. And joining me is representing the Life's Botch podcast crew. She is none other than the queen herself. I call everybody queen because everybody's a queen when they wake up and go to sleep. She is none other than Ash. What's good with you, fam?
I'm good. How you feeling?
It's hot. Let me turn my air on.
Gotta fix that. Gotta get the vibe right.
We good. All right. But man, this is the Elimination Chamber as well as the No Surrender from TNA. Like it was a double hitter. I know we have AEW Collision tonight, but we've mainly focusing on the WWE side of things. So I guess while we wait on our other co-host of the evening, Mr. Highlight Reel, we're gonna I guess we can start things off with our brief thoughts on what we I guess you could say thought on the weekend of professional wrestling, as we like to say down here in the South. So what was your like highlight? It don't even matter if it's No Surrender, Elimination Chamber. Like, what was your highlight moment and match of the weekend?
Ooh, that's a really, really good question. For me, the highlight of the night, like for either night, was definitely the women's elimination chamber match.
Okay.
Honestly, might be my favorite multi women's match. I feel like that's like a very bold claim because obviously there's a lot, but but I love this match. I rewatched it right before we went, right before we started streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and my thoughts like haven't really changed on it. So I thought that was fantastic. So many really good spots in that match. Probably my favorite spot right now is definitely the Naomi spot where she goes off the cage and drops it into the split-legged.
Oh,
Split-legged
what did she say on Twitter? Handing out groceries.
Yeah.
I'm like, ma'am, what are we doing here?
right.
But as far as my weekend, my highlight of the weekend, honestly, if I had to pick at least one from both nights, I would say for the no surrender part is Mustafa Ali finally getting his big moment, because when that stat that he revealed after, I was like, there's no way. There's no, like, we talked about it on Tuesday's show, and I was like, there is absolutely no way this man has never won a title in over 20 years,
Crazy.
is what he said. I'm like,
Crazy.
you serious? Like, you was in WWE this long and you have not won a single title? But apparently they said it was rumored that he was supposed to win the North American title, but he was released, so that obviously didn't happen. But that's crazy. As far as the Elimination Chamber match, I would have to say Tiffany. Like, she was the MVP for me. I don't know why. It's like she was just killing, and it's like, and I'll definitely talk about it when we get to the chamber part, but it's more so, it's like for her, this to be her first couple of months, not even months, weeks on the main roster. I'm like, Jesus, like the future, like if she just like avoid the injury bug that has been going around like a plague, she will definitely be good. And before we get started, we're gonna go ahead and get our third host up in here and get his opinion on stuff. What's up with you, brother?
What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we got you. We got you. Just to catch you up, on what we was doing before we give our thoughts on the entire weekend of wrestling from No Surrender to Elimination Chamber. What was your highlight moment of both of them, without pretty much spoiling too much, but like just say, hey, this was a breakout moment for Ash? It was more so Naomi's split-legged drop from the Elimination Chamber.
I popped at 5 a.m.
You must have been. This is how you know we co-hosts, because I swear I was literally about to say the same thing just because of the uniqueness behind it. Like, come on now, in wrestling, we just seen a lot of infamous splits, but that one tops the cake, bro. Not one off of an Elimination Chamber, bro. That's crazy, dog.
I don't even know how she did that. The athleticism,
bro, for real. Like, how do you do that and like not tear a muscle or something? Like,
well, she got a lot of cushion. So you can't really tell her anything too much back there.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
Wasn't she a dancer too?
Yeah, she was a dancer.
So yeah, when you have that history, you kind of know how to adjust your body a little bit. So
true.
So yeah. What's up, people in the chat? We just getting started with the crew here, but man. But yeah, so that you could say that was your highlight, because mine was more so for the no surrender was Mustafa Ali finally winning the title after 20 years of not having the title.
Agreed.
As well as for the Elimination Chamber was Tiffany, just in general, because for her to be a few weeks, not even a month or two into the main roster run, she's already standing out the Royal Rumble performance, hanging in there with Liv Morgan. Who else did she face? She faced somebody else. It's slipping my mind.
Mia Yim.
Mia Yim. Like, she did not. You would have thought that she was like 4 years into the game. I believe this is like her third year. As a wrestler in general. So it's like she just got it instantly, and I'm like, I got to give her praise with that one. Before we get to today's show, make sure you guys, for those of you who are joining us, make sure you guys peep the Talking Ish sessions, one that we did last week with Sloan, and one that just dropped this past weekend with the man behind OTS Media, Derek Myers Jr. It was an insightful conversation. This was actually the fastest downloaded episode in I think of 2024 thus far. I think it's currently sitting at 43 downloads / streams within less than 24 hours. So shout out to y'all for showing that some love, as well as shout out to y'all for showing this love over on the main YouTube channel, youtube.com/@GRESH. What if this is how Roman Reigns gets dethroned at WrestleMania? It is currently, I believe it's currently sitting at 10K views and interactions. Like, appreciate y'all for showing that some love. That's the final episode. That's the final video that yours truly will be producing on WWE 2K23 as we switch officially over to 2K24 on the main channel. So appreciate y'all for that, as well as appreciate y'all love for the recent episode of the GRESH Unleashed podcast, Rock Hard. This is episode 59. We are on the road to 100 episodes. So appreciate you guys for continued support on that. All right. So I guess we can start with Elimination Chamber reviews for this one. I guess, so you guys want to go backwards, or you want to start for the kickoff?
I guess it really don't matter on this one.
Yeah, I'm down to start with the kickoff.
Okay, so for those who don't know, the kickoff was a impromptu title match that was made at the press conference on Thursday. It is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. The Kabuki Warriors defending against Indy Hartwell, and Candice LeRae. Let's start with you, as like, what was your thoughts on this match before we reveal the winners for this one? If you peeped it.
I thought I watched the match. I thought it was a really good match. I thought that it served its purpose. Obviously, the match was made for Indy, the hometown girl.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that there were some really good spots. It was super predictable, and I wish that they got a bit more time. But besides that, I thought it was a fun match.
What about you, Alec?
I'm gonna say a little bit of the same. I hate that they kind of randomly threw this together like they typically do with these type of matches for the tag titles. It would have been nice to have some type of story building up to this, at least, even for it to be a kickoff match, with Indy, if you wanted to center it around her just coming home, but I'm happy that she at least got that moment and got to be on the show. It pretty much is what it is, and I'm just looking to see what happens here for the Kabuki Warriors going into Mania season.
I mean, I know they just announced on SmackDown this past on the taped edition of SmackDown that is going to be the Kabuki Warriors versus Dakota Kai and Bayley. So we kind of already, I kind of already said how I think that's going to go down on Twitter. But as far as this match, it was your standard, like, the heels were working over the babyface, like Candice LeRae was taking most of the punishment, and then Andy got the hot tag, and it was like, outside of that, it was just a feel good moment, and it's nothing like you can't really like overthink it. It was there. Like, if you go out of your way to watch it, just to, like, if you want to go through the entire experience of the match or of the entire show, and you start with the kickoff, it'll be something. It's not something that'll bore you, but it'll be something that's just like, okay, this is pretty much your typical Monday Night Raw episode. But shout out to Indy Hartwell for pretty much wrestling in front of her home country, because I know that was a big deal for that. And also, side note, I believe Bronson Reed was supposed to wrestle. Congratulations to him for being a daddy now. So he's officially a daddy now. So I know I saw somewhere on Twitter, Fightful, that said he was supposed to challenge for the world title, but Seth Rollins got injured. So that's kind of
that's interesting.
That would have been an interesting
very
concept
interesting.
if that was actually official or true. Like, I don't really buy too much into the dirt sheets, but I'm just saying, like, if that was the case, that would have been interesting. And I'm pretty sure it was, but luckily he was there for his wife to have. So congratulations to him. Fatherhood is something I don't want no time soon, but I know when it does happen, it'll be a fun thing, because I know fatherhood is a sacred thing if you do it right. Next up, we kicked off the show with the women's Elimination Chamber match. It was Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Liv Morgan, and Raquel. I was about to say Gonzalez, because everybody been calling her Gonzalez all weekend, but Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I totally botched that too earlier. Oh, well.
They about to call her. They would call. I'm like,
That's what they get for switching her name like that. I don't know why you switch a last name. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And isn't she like technically like a second generation? Something like that?
From what I understand.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Like, they were saying, I think, what was it, Giant Gonzalez?
No. I think that's. Hold on.
You think that was a lie?
Hey, I think that's a lie.
We gotta Google.
I gotta Google. Let me pull up Google. Like, are you a second generation, or was that just a rib?
Who knows, bro?
I think they just said she was her father was a professional wrestler. That was pretty much it.
Okay.
So, okay. So I guess you could say she's second generation.
Second gen, yeah. It was in the family.
It's in the family. So, but let's start with you, Highlight. Like, what was your brief thoughts on this before we reveal the actual winner?
Man, I thought it was really solid. Once again, the women just proved that you put them in the right spot, whether it's to start the show, end the show, they're gonna do what the ladies do. They're gonna show out. You know what I mean? And I really enjoyed. I know I saw some people kind of compare between the men's and the women's like they do every year, pretty much, and they claim that the men had the better story while the women had the better match. But for me, if you look at Bianca's reaction alone at the end, I don't know how you couldn't really see a story right there. I mean, this woman literally has a whole undefeated streak at WrestleMania, and she's in that desperation mode, as me and you talked about on Tuesday. Like, she's in like life or death right now. Like, yo, I got to get to Mania. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a streak to protect here. And, I don't know. I mean, and then on top of that, just when you look at Liv with her revenge tour, how is that not a story in its own right? I mean, my co-host, this Ash Benny right there, is the super poster child right there, saying this woman needs to be the one to take that title off Rhea Ripley. So, like, how do you not see that story? And then, I mean, you can make a case for everybody else. I mean, Tiff's the new kid on the block that ain't afraid of nobody, and she's showing that with her MVP status of the match with what she did. And Becky's Becky. I mean, it was kind of what was expected. We got what was expected. And then you look at Naomi, her story's still being written too, because she still got something to show with her just getting back. So overall, are we gonna do grades like now, or will we do that like toward the end, bro?
We'll do it towards the end.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll save a grade for like towards the end. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the women. Round of applause per usual. Looking like superstars. I think the only person I felt bad for was probably Raquel, because I noticed the crowd didn't give her really much of a reaction when she came out.
Yeah. So before we get into that, Ash, what's your thoughts on this? I know we touched on it briefly before, and when the show kicked off. But like, what is your deep thoughts? Like, how do you see this shaping the future of basically where they're going with this? Because I feel like this was a no-brainer match of the night.
Match of the night for sure. I loved this match. I thought that everybody's contributions, I feel like everybody played their role really, really well. I loved every single spot. I was happy that there was no botches or anything like that. Everything went to plan. I feel like every woman looked amazing. I mean, I can't. I've honestly, like, I want to rewatch the match again, like right after we get off stream, because that's how much I loved it. Like, I really, really enjoyed this match, and honestly, I feel like the finish was predictable, but I feel like that doesn't negate the fact that the match in general was really, really good, especially like the order of the eliminations, the order of who came out first, who they had start off between Naomi and Becky. I feel like their back and forth was really, really strong. Like the story between Liv and Tiffany was really, really good. I love that Liv got her lick back from SmackDown and was able to pin with the middle rope of Oblivion.
Oh yeah, it's Livy time, is what she said. And the crowd booed.
It's Livy time.
They booed her to oblivion, pun intended.
She embraced that.
I'm dead.
I respect that too, because
she's
one thing I can appreciate about Liv is like she knows how to react to the crowd, and that's something that a lot of people, that I feel like you learn over time. Like, a lot of people don't really catch on, because you can blame it to inexperience, you can blame it on basically just nerves or whatever case may be. But yeah, I can appreciate Liv in this aspect. Now, the outcome, like you mentioned, was Rebecca Becky Lynch. She is the #1 contender for the Women's World Championship. She will face Rhea Ripley. Spoiler. She will, because I mean, if at this point, if you feel like anybody else is going to face Becky at the for the WrestleMania, there's no real spoiler there. It was literally obvious. Yeah. Like if you watch the WrestleMania press conference, they just told. I'm like, you just told me who's winning.
They chose to start advertising it. Yeah,
I'm like, you just told me that, but. With this outcome, are any of you mad at this outcome? Because I personally, I'm torn. Like, I don't mind the story that they're telling with Liv's revenge tour, but my only gripe with this is if that was the route that they're going, why hasn't Rhea acknowledged Liv on TV? Like, the way since she came back, it feels like she's ignoring her. So it's like it feels like a one-sided revenge tour. Like there's no interactions, nothing. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that they're playing like the long game with them.
You think
I'm starting
Backlash
to think like
maybe?
There's a reason why. Yeah, maybe Backlash or SummerSlam. Like that's the reason why they haven't really interacted yet. Because I personally think that Becky winning means that Rhea's retaining.
Oh, for sure.
At Mania. Yeah. So I feel like I do think that them picking Becky was the right choice if they're going to choose to have Rhea retain. But my whole thing is that I wish they didn't go so hard on the Liv Revenge Tour thing. Because now it's just kind of like she lost on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
She lost tonight. Mm-hmm. The Revenge Tour, what's the next stop? Like, it's giving there's no more stops. Yeah, it's giving we're out of gas. It's giving we're out of gas.
We gotta stop at the gas station right quick. Put a little juice in it.
Put some air. Put some air in the tire. Like
she's probably on her her Cody side now. You know how Cody had his side missions.
Oh, his side missions.
Story finishing. That's what she's gonna be on for a while. Probably little side missions.
I had to finish the. Shut up, bitch. So it's like, yeah, that's my only gripe with that. It's just like I feel like like you said, like they should have waited, or they probably shouldn't have pushed it too much to where it's like now you're anticipating her to either get added to the match, which in my opinion would be a mistake because I see I pay attention to Twitter. I pay attention to you guys on Twitter. Like I choose to ignore you guys most of the time because most of y'all live and breathe it, but I see the reaction, and here's my message to those who just like, well, it's gonna be a triple threat with Becky and Rhea. Do you want Liv to take the pin?
No.
Because that's literally, like, I hate to say it like that, but it's like if she's added to the match, she's not winning that title. Not right now. Their goal is to have Rhea go a full year. That's what I feel like. They're going a full year, and then she's probably going to drop the title. So, like you say, if you guys are patient, please be patient, because y'all are, my God, y'all are not patient. Y'all are, I
mean, if y'all saw me after that match and Becky won, I was just like, I just did like a little laugh around my living room.
Now, you know,
I knew it was coming, but
I know.
I was pissed all the time.
You know, I know. I mean, being with you week to week, you know, I know exactly where you were going. That's why when I saw it, I was wondering what you were more so thinking when I saw the fact of how abruptly she got pinned right after Bianca gets pinned. Like, I was like,
that was quick. That's what threw me off. I was like, wait a minute.
They need to stop that. That's like a rising trend that they're doing, where the finish in multi-women matches are super fast. Like they did it for a 2023 Rumble.
I remember that.
They did it for this past Rumble, and now they did it again for Elimination Chamber. I'm like, slow down.
You don't have time.
It wasn't even a final two. Yeah, like I didn't even have time to really be upset for real. I was like, well, it's time to move on.
It went from Bianca. You was like, oh, 1, 2, 3. Then like, man, I'm like, whoa, pause.
Yeah. I was literally like, Liv could do this. Oh,
no, that's real, and that's probably, you know what? That's probably exactly why. That's probably exactly why some of the critics might have tried to say that the men's was a little better in terms of like storytelling, because at least they had that longer time to like show when each elimination, what was the cause of it and how it made each person look kind of strong. But like,
you're right when you think about it, because spoiler, Logan knocked out Randy Orton, and the camera was on him for at least 10 minutes before Drew pinned him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you had time to process this. You was like, well, I had time to get my tweet off. But then when Liv, I was like, I'm still tweeting that Bianca got eliminated.
Exactly, bro.
I'm still thinking Liv could do this. Like I'm still thinking Liv might take it home.
Exactly.
So yeah, I feel like that's a thing that they need to work on, or at least relax on with these multi-women matches in the future, because it's like it's so quick. Even you mentioned last year Royal Rumble, they did that with that WrestleMania showcase. Like it was literally just that quick. I feel like the last 3 years, all these multi-women matches were just like, it's like, all right, let's get this out. Let's get this over with.
Yeah,
and
like we know somebody's gonna be upset, so let's just pull the band.
Yeah, let's go ahead and say, Becky won.
Yeah,
and when I tell you, people were upset. I get it. Ooh. I get it. But at the same time,
my timeline.
I don't get y'all reactions at the same time, because it's like, we know that Liv is going to get her revenge, but I don't need y'all to be out here threatening people. Come on now.
Oh yeah, that is always like it's over wrestling.
And bro. One thing I noticed is always the Stan accounts.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
it's always. Yeah.
I feel bad for people named Stan, because wow,
bad rep.
God forbid.
Bad rep. Sorry, Stanley. Sorry to hear that. But
yeah, I want to be called Stanley.
yeah, get it?
Don't
call me by my full name.
Don't call me Stan no more. It's Stan Lee, because it's Stan social media. I don't even say Twitter. Stan social media is just I don't get y'all. Some of y'all ain't been punched in the mouth enough. But yeah, congratulations to Becky Lynch. Because did you see what she said on Twitter, where she was like, because for those of you who don't know, they was in Australia, so they was showing customs and all this stuff, and the trend this weekend is everybody drinking out of a shoe. Still don't get it. I'm from America. It's just disgusting.
I know exactly what you're gonna say. It's nasty.
So she's literally out here scrubbing used gum and chewing it.
What? Oh my god! What?
That reaction was so genuine.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
I mean, she's Irish. I guess it fits. That's a European thing, I guess. I don't know, man.
WTFs. What the hell?
No, I don't care if you Irish, Chinese, Japanese. I don't care. That's just disgusting. You is a disgusting human being. And I don't think I would have told nobody that at all.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Batman couldn't get that out of me.
Batman, Superman, the Flash would running around pantsing me. Nothing would get that information out of me. Like, you remember First Sunday with Cat Williams' reaction to Lee John? He said, I don't think I would have told that. That's exactly my reaction. Like, I wasn't even upset. I wasn't mad. I just said, I don't think I would have told anybody that. Like, why? So I just had to get that out of it, because I was like, it just would not leave my mind the entire time. And then when I saw her doing this, I was like, yeah, that's that. Yeah, you look like you would chew on some things unprovoked.
Habitual, yeah, a habitual chewer.
Real quick, I'll say this with the ladies too, man. Shout out, you can. What's up, dog?
He said, now why are we bringing this up, man?
Hey, dog, come on. Good to see you, kid. Good to see you, brother. Hey, real quick with the ladies. Hey, shout out to Becky. Shout out to Naomi. Really all the ladies with their attires, but I saw on social media, I'm sure you did too, Gresh, where like apparently Becky's attire was in tribute to Scott Hall. What? And yeah, because it had like the it was like a Scott Hall tribute. And Naomi's was, I saw her designer say had to make my girl look good, but I got Harlem Heat in a glow vibe with hers a little bit.
I can see that with the fire going up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I got from it, those kind of vibes. But yeah, man, shout out to the ladies with the attires, man.
Oh yeah, especially
they look
especially Bianca.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bianca was serving like from dusk till dawn.
Always.
She was serving Salma Hayek.
That was who?
Bianca was serving from dusk till dawn, like Salma Hayek.
Oh,
that's what she was serving to me.
Word. Okay. Okay. I see it.
But now let's talk about this before we move on. Ladies, it was humid out there in Australia. Naomi and Bianca, and y'all just said, you know what, we're gonna wear fur.
Said I gotta get this fit off.
Y'all wasn't scared to die. That was
you gotta die for fashion,
especially when you're down that ramp. That was a long walk down that ramp.
That was a long ramp. Yeah, that was a long ramp.
Like when the match started, I was like, bro, my entire, like, as high as it was, I said my whole thing, I would have hit up Triple H, Nick Khan, all of them, but like, hey, we're gonna AC this entire Elimination Chamber because I'm not finna die for y'all. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm about to die from heat stroke because it's hot.
Yeah. But, or mist or something.
But nah, they made it work for what it was. But yeah, just shout out to everybody who killed it. Tiffany, we already gave her enough praise. Shout out to Raquel too. I know she was going through that situation with her skin. That's why she came out with bare face, because I believe she was I think it's a similar situation.
I think it was like an eczema.
Is it what?
I think she has eczema.
That's that similar situation that Tennille Dashwood had at one point, I believe. With the flare up, with the skin flare up, where it would be painful to. So the reason, and I think they said the reason why she was in the battle royal is because it was under control. But then I'm guessing she had another flare because her face was kind of puffed. Like I noticed that she was in pain. I was like, "You sure?" So, and I was peeping y'all reaction to her trying to insult her. I'm like, all right, y'all.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, not right.
Y'all ain't been punched in the mouth enough. I'm trying to tell you. Like I feel like a lot of y'all need to get punched in the mouth at least once or twice.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice.
Yeah, let's be respectful, people. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, when I said what I said earlier, it was more so the reaction because I feel like people like her.
No, she wasn't getting a reaction, but it's like as far as like the way you can look at, like if you look at her, you like,
oh, for sure,
you look like you was just ready you was ready to get eliminated.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it.
Just take me out.
Like, just go ahead. Just go ahead and pin me, please, because.
But it's a testament because she was working and she was in the match for a bit. Like she was in the match for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I had to show her some love there, because it was like she didn't have to do that. She could have just been like, you know what, screw all y'all.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Screw all y'all. Next up, we had the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. British Strong. Well, it's not British Strong Style anymore. What is it?
New Catch Republic.
New Catch Republic versus the Judgment Days, Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. All right. Before we get into this match, I have a gripe with WWE. How is it that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate got a new name? Who else got a new name? Karrion Kross and his crew of misfits got a new name, the Final Testament. But not Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits and B-Fab. I had to get that out the way now, because how long has it been? It's been since what? Last August?
SummerSlam. Yep.
Yeah.
Because we saw them in Little Caesars in Detroit. We saw them on the TV. Yeah. So I was like, y'all ain't come up with nothing?
Nothing.
Got nothing. They ain't got nothing.
Do you realize how hard it is on the eyes to read that font that y'all got for Bobby Lashley? You got the Almighty on the top, Bobby Lashley in the middle, with the Street Profits and B-Fab. That's a lot of reading. My brain can only process so much font that's cramped up before I just like, you know what, Bobby in them.
Right.
There go Bobby in them.
There go Bobby in them. That's literally like, get them a name. Like we said this 2 weeks ago. We said this last week. Give them a name. If y'all want to call them the Pride, just rip the Band-Aid off. Just call them the Pride. Call them the Pride Rock. I don't care. Just call them something so I don't have to do that much reading. All right.
Just don't call them Hurt Business 2.0, please. Stop with that on social media, too. Please stop. Please. They are not the Hurt Business. All right.
Everybody black is in the Hurt Business.
Yeah. Basically.
Omos, Obafemi. The Keanu guy who people thought was Obafemi in NXT, the other bit black guy,
Odyssey Jones.
Who's named after a car for some reason.
Apparently, Ashante the Adonis has a reason.
Adonis is in the Hurt Business with Cedric Alexander now. Who else? Omos. Scripts. All the OTMs.
OTN naturally.
Jada Parker, Miss Parker, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, all of them in. What's the guy who is it?
Mensa?
Mensa.
Mm-hmm.
He's in there, even though he's from the UK branch. It's
he's in the UK affiliation. We're global. They meet on big ass meetings.
Don't call it a new nation either. Like it's like we get it. Everybody black is dominant. Like we don't all need to be.
I guess
I do.
We forgot the New Day too. I guess
a New Day. Yeah, everybody.
Everybody
throwing up.
So everybody. Yeah.
We don't put it this way. The last thing I'll say, like, as far as Bobby and them not having a name, it looked like you just put all the black guys together.
We don't know what to do with
you. Don't know. He's like, we don't know what you do with you. So here's Bobby, Street Profits. We don't want them in the tag team title division because they lost all last year and the year before that. But we still want them around. So there you go. And B-Fab is here, even though she is here. It's like there's no.
They're not giving her any spots.
The only spot they gave her was a pump handle on Scarlett, and that was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway, but now that I got my rant, I had to get my rant off. What did you guys think of this match? Let's start with you, Ash. Like, what you think about this tag match?
I thought it was a really, really good match. I feel like in this matchup, I kind of realized how underrated Finn Balor and Damian Priest are as a tag team. Like, they were cooking the entire match. And obviously they had fantastic dancers in Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. But there were like so many exchanges that they were having back and forth in the match where I was like, I don't know why I never really had that thought of like, oh wow, they are fantastic as a tag team. But last night I really had that thought. I was like, yeah, they're cooking. They're cooking.
What about you, Alec?
I'm gonna agree with Ash there, man, and just say I think this was one of those underrated sleepers where it was a banger, but in an underrated sense because the focus was so much on the two chamber matches that this is one of those you could argue and say maybe a TV match, but still at the same time it was one of those good TV matches. You know what I mean? Like it did what it needed to, and not that I mean the outcome was basically what I expected. Y'all know where I sit when it comes to who takes these titles off the Judgment Day. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he was in another country on today, but that's neither here nor there. The fact is, man, shout out to both of these teams for putting on a solid match.
I enjoyed this match for like it further showcased Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne as well as the tag team champions. I know everybody likes to call Damian out on lacking some sense when it comes to that Money in the Bank briefcase, but it's pretty much clear as day. I feel like he's going to leave Mania as world champion if they go that route because, like we're talking about Seth and spoiler Drew, but this is like I feel like they're going to try to recreate that infamous cash in, but instead of Seth doing the cash in, it'll be Damian. And I know people will hate it, but it's just like I feel like that's the sign it is because it's they're teasing it too much, and I feel like they've relaxed on the teasing. So I'm like, that's the only way they can go. Now, as far as the tag team titles is concerned, I feel like it's time they need to split them up. They have a lot of teams on both shows. You got DIY, you got the Judgment Day, obviously. You have the Creed brothers, you have Alpha Academy, and then on SmackDown you have what's the New Catch Republic. You have Street Profits. Give them something to do. The tag team titles, like build it up. Like it's so many teams that they have on both shows now to where and even then they have champions from NXT that they can eventually call up that can really map out the tag team division if they wanted to. But if they don't, just be consistent with having challengers from both shows. Like, don't just have the focus on Raw and leave SmackDown just wandering around looking like a lost puppy and vice versa. So outside of that, I enjoyed it for like this, like outside of the women's elimination chamber, this was my, I guess you could say, favorite non-chamber match. And even though the main event was decent, you can that wasn't really my favorite because it was just more so I have praise for the women in that match, but as far as like my matches of the night, it would be the women's chamber and this match. So What you think about they gave him a new theme song?
Def Rebel, man. The Def Rebel is Def Rebel.
Strikes
That's
again.
all. Yep, they strike again. There's that miss, that roller coaster again, where you're up, down, 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 slow rise, and then dramatic drop.
I feel like Def Rebel will be fine if they collab more, because there's no way Rhea Ripley's song is by you, but then you have whatever it is that Pete Dunne used to come out to before they merged this.
Makes no sense.
Y'all need to collab with some more.
Because
the
no
people who did the
Roman
theme song for the actual pay-per-view was actually the people behind Rhea's theme. So that's why I'm like, yeah, they're the actual band. So that's why I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, more of this.
Shoot, they better get with Downstate, get all going it.
Yeah.
Cody's theme, shoot, they out there killing it with rock themes. You know what I'm saying?
They just did Nick Nemeth's theme, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
they did Chris Van Vliet's theme. Like Downstate's killing the rock themes out there for people. You know what I'm saying? Like collab with some of them, man.
For the love of God, dude.
Plenty of hip hop heads for the rap things you can collab with. So I mean, what's the issue here? Come
laziness, maybe? I don't know. But
yeah.
I'm interested to see where they're gonna go with both teams in the future. I know what they're doing with Judgment Day, because I know a lot of people don't want it, but it's clear as day that it's going to be Awesome Truth versus Judgment Day at Mania, and that's when Truth going to get the win. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, I don't care if y'all mad, but stay mad. Our Truth winning that title.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's deserved.
Speaking of which, going back to your point about if they potentially do what they do with Priest and recreate the cash in, that's actually genius, because that's Seth's past coming back to haunt him anyway. The way I look at it, I mean, that's like you did this to someone, and you know how they say you reap what you sow. Well, sorry, Seth, if that's the case, then you fell victim to your own, you know.
Somebody saw that and said, bet.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody said, one day I'm going to get him back.
Yeah, I could do this.
And it's gonna be senior money in the bank. It's gonna be like, well, tough break, nigga.
Yeah. I would just love for him to cash in and for them to be like, baby, this is expired. Like, baby, this contract is not valid anymore. Like,
so that's an R-Truth thing to do. That is a very R-Truth thing.
When is Money in the Bank 2024? I gotta know. Like, hold on now. When is that?
Like, baby, this ain't valid no more. Like,
so,
hey, has anybody ever waited until like either the day or week before Money in the Bank to like try to cash it in?
I don't know.
Because that might be unique too if they decided to wait literally before it expires and then do it. And the next thing you know, you got your new Money in the Bank winner after that. And dare I say, if they turned around and pulled a cane and said, you know what? I'm glad you got your moment, but now I'm having mine. See ya.
That would be wild.
Be like a double whammy.
Yeah.
That's never been done before in history. That would be a very, very interesting way.
So you have until July 6, 2024. So if that's on a Saturday in Toronto,
okay.
If y'all wait, if you do on like say that Friday, or they say, or he make it a big deal, like I'm gonna cash in on the 6th, I'm gonna be like, bruh, if you do not win, I will, or you know how he wait until the very, like they say you have until midnight to cash in. And he cashes in at 11:50, like he runs out at 11:55, and it's like they keep playing cat and mouse. And then as soon as 59 hit, he tries to cash in. It's midnight. Too late.
Hands the Money in the Bank, just destroys the briefcase.
Enter the new winner.
Then enter the new winner. Be like, well, better luck next time.
Yeah. Just snatch the briefcase away from him. You're done.
Don't listen to us. That would be the dumbest thing. That would be the dumbest.
It would be sports entertainment.
It would be sports entertainment, but I would not let that man live it down. I'm like, you remember when you waited until midnight of for your full year to cash in and you failed? Like, dog, I would never let bisexual Undertaker live that down. That's what Twitter calls him. I don't know why they call him
bring
that.
that up again.
I don't know why they call him that. I still don't know. Like I saw it.
I can kind of see it.
I saw it in the chat. I saw it in the chat. That's why I was like bisexual.
It's that attire, because if you look at the Ministry of Darkness Taker, he had attire just like that. Swear on
it.
He's also tall, like super tall, like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Sorry, Damien. I just had to throw that out there. But also shout out to Finn Balor for winning with a broken thumb.
Yeah, popping that back in. That was gnarly.
Sheesh.
I'm like, sir, that's just nasty.
Yeah.
Next up, we had I guess you can say, a glorified email. It was it was the Grayson Waller effect.
Oh, boy.
Featuring Austin Theory,
aka useless character number 2.
Damn.
Where's your shirt?
Yes. Both your shirts. Like
their guest was World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, with that Prince inspired gear, Prince only. If you go off Twitter, you know why I say it like that. But yeah, that was Prince. Prince only. All right. He was basically backing Cody. I guess before I get y'all thoughts on this, I can tell you pretty much what this was. They literally was announcing that Seth was literally a few days from getting cleared to compete. And apparently Cody wants to die because he wants to fight The Rock one-on-one.
Hey.
No.
Do you know how many Samoans out there that are related to them alone?
Yeah. It's not a smart move.
Are you sure, nigga?
Is this what you want to do?
Is this what you want to do? Like, are you think getting slapped by one Samoan was bad? Do you not remember what happened on Raw? Where you got spiked by Solo? By the way, stop backing up on the ropes, because every time you back up, you get spiked. Just stop backing, like hit the crossroad in the middle of the ring, because every time you back up, there's Solo. There's probably Jacob. There's Zilla Fatu. There's Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Simone Johnson. There's so many Samoans everywhere. Tamatonga, even though he's their extended family. But it's like, Cody, you sure? You positive?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was y'all thoughts on this? Because I'm still confused why his man want to fight The Rock.
One-on-one at that. My whole thing is that I'm trying to figure out where it's headed and when this is going to happen. Like, is this going to happen before Mania? Because Seth was also like, I'll have your back, or whatever the case may be. And I know that people have been talking about the potential of a tag match at Mania. So, I mean, I don't know. Again, like, I agree with you. It was a glorified email, but I'm just kind of like in this spot right now where I feel like Seth's being treated like a lackey. The whole Cody angle is here. You know, I've come to accept it. I was Team Rock Roman. I know.
I'm still Team Rock Roman. I ain't even.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. A Rock Roman believer.
Like, thank you. I get it. Like, I understand Cody want to finish his story, but it's like, if you want to keep it a buck, Cody's story finished. It just didn't finish the way you wanted it to. But the story was the story concluded. He lost.
Yeah. That's the end of the book.
So I feel like that's why I feel like they should have, if they was going to have him win back to back, the whole finished story thing should have been dead, because technically the story finished last year. This is a revenge tour. If you want to talk about revenge tour, this is a revenge. He want to get revenge on Samoans, even though they're the most dangerous entities in the galaxy. But hey, if you want to, Cody, you and these Samoans.
Whoa, brother. Whoa. Now, You got too much dip on your chip.
He said I could take them all. He said I could take them all.
And then Seth, he barely got cleared. He talking about, I got your back.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. A part of me feels like a Seth heel turn is coming. Because like he's been so like, I got your back, bro. I got your back, brother. It's like very like we get it at this point, you know? Especially since I feel like Seth in this entire feud has been completely underhanded. You know, like I feel like he kind of came out of this situation looking the worst, unfortunately, because nobody wanted to face him.
He looked like a pick-me.
Yeah, like pick me, choose me, love me. And Cody still went on to pick Roman. So that was embarrassing. And then on top of that, every single time, all of Seth's current contributions are now, I'm gonna back you up, Cody. I'm gonna back you up, Cody. I get that he's not cleared, but he could have been interacting with other like people for the chamber. They chose to really, really go in on this Cody angle. So I'm kind of hoping that Seth goes heel and turns on him, but we'll see. We'll see.
You got something, Holler?
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he did go heel, because I mean, shoot. Just don't. He didn't like Cody.
You lost him 3 times.
Yeah,
literally.
I feel like it would be so much sweeter if he was just like, pedigree, and Michael Cole's like, you son of a bitch, and then on the Raw after Mania he's like, I did it, because who does he think he is? You know what I'm saying? Like, you try to undercut me, you tell me you don't want my title, and you expect me to be like, oh, I got your back? Are you crazy? You know, like, I would love that. I feel like that would be way
I feel like if
better
that was the case, it would be so much sweeter, or like a bittersweet, if he lost the title at the same time. So he's extra bitter. He's like,
yeah.
See, I would have still had my title if you would have faced me, because I would have got my. I'm like, and then Cody would have been like, nah, I still would have whooped your ass.
No.
I agree, because it's, I mean, at this point, because I mean, shoot, kind of like Ash. I mean, from possibility of a tag match to now you want to go 1-on-1. It's like,
and that's the thing too. It's
where
like,
we going?
If we're in this thing. This was the last premium live event before Mania. Unless they have an MSG show that they're promoting, I can see it happening there before Mania. But all signs are pointing to Mania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if The Rock is wrestling at WrestleMania, he's not opening the show. He's closing a night.
Yeah.
So Becky versus Rhea, Bayley versus Io. That's getting bumped to Cole.
Yeah.
Like the match.
Well, let's call it like it is. Unfortunately for Bayley, she's Cole, period, anyway.
Yeah.
Poor girl ain't even really, not 1 ounce.
If she's not Cole, she's opening.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
Like,
but the thing is that I know in my heart of hearts that Bayley versus Io is going to be the match that everybody is talking about Monday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the crowd will take that show over. I guarantee.
They're gonna go in there with chips on their shoulder, just like Charlotte and Rhea did last year.
Me
and that crowd is totally gonna hijack that match in terms of like they're really gonna rally for them, because they know neither one of them is getting any kind of promotion. I feel like.
Yeah, and Bayley is super over, like especially a babyface Bayley walking into Mania as a challenger.
Yeah.
Different energy.
And it's like, I know people want her inflatable buddies back, but I feel like she's way past that.
Past it. No, bro.
I saw that a few times. It was like, hey, I want Bayley the inflatable buddies. I'm like, bro, did you not hear what she said when she turned heel? That wasn't because she turned heel. That was actual Pam talking. She said, I am in my mid-30s with inflatable bunnies and pigtails. It was time to go.
Hey, real talk.
Grew up.
If she did that one more time, I wouldn't be mad at her popping those inflatable buddies one more time just for the heck of it. I'll take that. Like, play the music for like all of like 10 seconds. Let them pop up, and it's just pop.
I'm like, hell no, not this again. No. But the only way I see her doing that ever again is like if she's going into the Hall of Fame and she's like, I'm gonna come out as this one last time.
Yeah,
that's it. But as far as Cody versus Seth, or Cody and Seth versus The Rock and Roman. I'm like, yeah, it's like if that's not the only way it's like there's only two ways I can see them. Like if they don't book Cody versus The Rock at some point, then it's going to literally be I feel like they're just overthinking it because the crowd hijacked this Mania. Like I feel like their original plan was literally Roman versus Rock. And then we're gonna have Seth versus Cody, but since the crowd hijacked, it's like, yeah, we got to pivot. So now we don't have a plan B. So we're just going all over the place. We're gonna tease Cody versus The Rock, which will probably be made official when The Rock is on SmackDown, I believe this coming Friday, and they'll probably make it a big deal, and then it'll be like a screwy finish or something where Cody loses, but by some shenanigans because just to get more heat on The Rock. As far as outside of this segment, Grayson Waller left Theory to get his ass whooped.
If you're some man,
I ain't gonna lie. That part made me laugh.
He kept going. Like, why would you keep going?
Why would you keep going, bro? Like, it's almost like you want to do that on purpose just to throw that in The Rock's face. Like, this is what I think of your catchphrase.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see the other angle, just to see his face upon impact, just to see if like how he's looking like. Like I got it. I know somebody got the angle. If WWE don't got it, I know somebody in the crowd got that angle. I need to see that angle of him doing that because I'm like, damn, Austin Theory got me popping. Like, because I don't care about Austin. I don't care about Austin Theory like that. So I'm like, damn, you all right, kid.
You gotta laugh at me.
It's the best thing you've done for me all career.
You gotta chuckle out of me. Wow, come on now.
Yeah.
Next up, we have I guess you could say the co-main event of the evening. The men's elimination chamber for the number one contenders for the World Heavyweight Championship. I feel like this entire night was just predictable, but it was a fun predictable, if that makes sense. Like nothing. I wasn't bored at this point. I'm like, it's 7 a.m. I'm chilling. I'm full of food. So hey, let's keep the ball rolling. You had Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Kevin Owens. I was about to say Kevin Knight for some reason. Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. That guy. I'm sorry, Logan Paul is a comedian, mainly because of this. He was reacting to everything.
Yeah.
Oh, like, bro, I know people hate you for whatever reason they hate you, but me, every time that man is on my TV, I'm laughing at some way, shape, or form. I don't know, but let's start with you. Ask like, what you think about this match?
I thought this was a solid match. I feel like in terms of the pacing, it could have been a little bit better, but I think that the story was really well told. Honestly, I feel like this match was a little bit funnier than a lot of the other matches. KO for me, KO was the MVP of the match. Like I just loved all KO's contribution to this match. It had a predictable finish, but I feel like Drew was the right choice. Definitely, like for me, like the best spot in the whole entire match was obviously that RKO to Logan. That was insane. I don't know, is Randy Orton okay? Like, does anyone have like any updates on that?
I feel like he was either selling really well or he was really in pain.
Because I was so like, because when he did that spot off the apron, I was like, wow, he's really selling this.
People got mad at me because I said it's just a back bump on some pad, walk it off. I'm like, bro, I'm like, I fell on concrete before. I mean, I wasn't. I'm not trying to.
He had a whole.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, people thought I'm being literally facetious. Like, I'm literally not serious because it's wrestling. But at the same time, that's why I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just say let people know I was being facetious because I'm like, I know Randy Orton just had triple fusion back surgery. He got metal in his back, so I'm like, I know any minor bump is a risk. But
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he was. If I haven't seen anything come out that he he
was
was
actually hurt.
So he's just really good at his job.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even after the RKO, I was like, he took a
did
while to
back-to-back.
pin Logan. Yeah. So I was like, are you okay? Are you okay, brother? Stand up.
Randy, are you okay?
Speaking of okay, is KO okay?
Rollins, this time for the world championship.
This is what I mean when I say that this chamber was funny as hell. Like, this chamber had no reason being this funny.
Like, bro,
calm down.
You knocking the Sonic rings out of your own self. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Logan was looking at him like, is he all right?
Gotta go to this guy.
All right. The entire thing was just hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Well, Hala, what you think about this match outside of Randy scaring the hell out of us?
Yeah.
I agree. This was a funny. It was good in its own way because of how hilarious it was. Like, Logan Paul to me is the MVP, more so because of his antics. Like you said, like being able to draw Kevin Sucks on the freaking window. Just like sit there, just entertain folks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude was just in his own little world doing whatever. And then his expression, the moment he was like, oh crap, like, I gotta open the door. Oh crap. He kept on sucking. It's like, bro, it's just yo, he's comedy when he wants to be. Like you said, as much as you may hate the guy, regardless of how you feel about him, he is good at what he does. And you gotta give him that, man. And yeah, man. I also liked how Randy Orton decides to stay on top of Bobby's pod. LA Knight comes out and is like, oh, okay, we're standing on top of pods? All right, bet. Watch this. I'm sitting there like, dang, bro. One of y'all, this is going to land wrong. This ain't going to be great. Yeah. It's like, man.
Was this like a dick measuring contest? Like, what are we doing?
I guess, yeah. A tit for tat type beat.
But my favorite spot, real talk, speaking of LA Knight, I just loved how he was eliminated because they're still doing their careful spot to keeping him strong. And obviously, I guess the assumption is, as you said earlier about this whole, like, this is the last pay-per-view, all signs point to Mania. It seems like, I guess they're keeping LA away from the mid-card title picture because it looks like it's going to be him and AJ, I guess, unless they're going to settle this on some random SmackDown, but this don't look like a SmackDown feud.
Unless they do, like I saw someone was like they might do like a multi-man US title match because Kevin Owens still got beef with Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Logan just took out Randy.
True.
AJ Styles took out LA Knight. LA Knight still semi got beef with Logan just by talking. So it's like they can literally, and they could probably throw in Bobby Lashley and Karrion Kross and make it like a 6-person or 6-pack challenge or something.
Yeah, that'd be good.
They could. Guess we'll have to see how the seeds plant from here. But yeah, there's definitely
yeah, that was just strictly fantasy booking. But yeah, I like how they eliminated him too. Like Bobby got eliminated first.
Black people once again. Naomi eliminated
and
first.
Bobby.
Why do black folks gotta get eliminated? And on Black History Month, it's still Black History Month too, y'all. Why we gotta get eliminated first?
It's a leap year, so we got an extra day.
Yeah.
To deal with this bullshit. So we got 29 days to deal with this.
This is not right, people.
Right.
This is not right. Okay, you don't do this. It's just
that was crazy.
Oh boy,
y'all killing me. What they say on Daddy Daycare? You're killing me. You're really killing me.
Oh man, yeah, they did their thing.
Fun said the matches themselves were great, but I didn't need to wake up at 4 a.m. for this. Listen, I literally said this. I'm like, bro, all this is predictable. If you wanted to wake up, cool. If you did not, cool. That's the reason why we had this review right here, right now, because we were like, ain't nobody finna be up at 8 a.m. Because I'm 9 times out of 10, everybody didn't watch that show. Mm-hmm. They watched it this afternoon. So
or they watched it and went straight to sleep afterwards if they didn't have to work. So
I was off, so I closed my eyes and then I woke up. so I'm like, I get it, but nah, who knows what they're gonna do with that? But yeah, Drew is your logical winner, I guess you can say. I I know a lot of people ain't really a fan of this, but I feel like, like you said, he was the only logical backup choice outside of because I CM Punk was supposed to be the winner originally, but yeah. I mean, what can you do? You see, he even did Punk's little hand pose because Drew has been preying on everybody's downfall. So you already know, soon as Monday comes, soon as it's time for Raw, he gonna be up in there just rubbing it in everybody's face. I wouldn't be surprised if he walk up to every single person and just be like, "I told you, I told you, it is what it is. I told you."
Yeah.
Poor guy.
What I say?
What I say?
What I say?
Well,
walk into the locker room.
So look, now you know what you might just add on to your case about Priest cashing in then, because he kind of owed Drew one. Yeah, he actually owes him a couple, in the fact that he kind of cost him some cash ins in the past. So if he does that, now that gives more fuel for Drew to just continue to be the Drew he's been, putting the blame on somebody else. Well, you know, I would have had the World Heavyweight title if it hadn't been for you. You cashed in.
His accent, bro.
I don't know, bro. I'm still working on my Scottish impression.
I'm like, what the fuck is this accent?
Cares, bro. I'm not Scottish. I'm doing my best. Anyway,
you nigga-ish. You nottish, nigga-ish. I'm trying to find a name for it.
I'm me.
I'm trying to find a name for it. A modern name for it. You got nigga-ish. You like, yeah, you niggish. You know how you got Scottish, but you niggish. There you go.
I ain't co-sign.
Out of pocket.
I don't co-sign. Black History Month, sir. We don't use the N-word.
I'm dead.
You said, we'll see what we not gonna do. Oh man, I just had to throw that in. It's all jokes. It's all jokes.
All jokes, bro. We good. Oh man.
And then we close out the show with we had Triple H come out there gloating about the attendance record
because they had to do that again.
No press conference, so he had to come out and say,
"Yeah,
broke another record."
He wasn't gonna do no press conference. He's like, "Bro, ain't nobody finna be up."
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Fuck this shit. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
But the main event was for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Bloody Ripley versus Nia Jax. Start off with you, Highlight. What you think about this match?
Actually, I think we're gonna get this one to Ash because this is the ladies' main event. So let's get it to the ladies.
You know what? We started off with Ash on the first match. We might as well close off with Ash on the last match. You right? My apologies. Ash Bennett, the Queen. Let's start off with you. What did you think about this match?
I feel like the match was serviceable. I feel like it did its job. There were some really, really good spots. I feel like the match didn't need to be this show-stopping classic, mainly because the main focus was Rhea Ripley. The focus was her being a star, her being home. Like, that was essentially the story that was being told, and I thought that it was really well executed. It was honestly kind of like crazy seeing Rhea as the babyface in a match because her, working the crowd, having like those a lot of high flying spots. It was very different for Rhea, but I really enjoyed it. I also feel like this was probably Rhea's best defense, probably since beating Charlotte. I think I can say that strongly. So overall, I thought it was a pretty solid match.
Highlight.
I'm gonna piggyback off what she just said because the more you think about it, honestly, this kind of was her best defense since Charlotte. Although I can make somewhat of a case, I'm not gonna overglance Zelina because of the moment for Zelina, but I know that kind of was more of a like this. It was sort of predictable. Unfortunately for Zelina, it was just like a wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. Right place because you were in your hometown, but like wrong place because it was like Rhea just won the title and it was kind of like we already knew you weren't going to win it.
Yeah, it was also a shorter match too.
It was. But in this instance, I think it did what it was supposed to do. And I like that point of Nia being her best challenger in a while because she took it to her. And it is weird, but it's not weird seeing her in a babyface role because you can tell they're kind of somewhat separating her from Judgment Day more and more as of late. And it's just a matter of time before she just, I guess, breaks off and goes her way. And Priest maybe wins the World Heavyweight title and truly embraces that leader role or something. Who knows? But yeah, man, for what this was, it was solid, and you could just see it all on her face and everything. She was just, she couldn't even be a heel in that moment if she wanted to because she was just too expressionally excited to be wrestling in front of her hometown fans and family.
Speaking of her family, her little sister looks just like her.
I said the same thing, bro. I swear.
Mae Young Classic. That's Mae Young Classic Rhea Ripley right there. Like,
I said, man, whoa.
I said that. Like, I could not take my eyes off that. I'm like, man, that is your twin. What that? You remove the black makeup and put y'all bare face together?
Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we can't also dismiss the fact that the cameraman ain't slick either. Like the cameraman is not slick. Like,
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but I
had to bring it up because I'm like, y'all ain't slick. Like, hold on now. Like, you was holding that camera shot to either that or the director ain't slick. Like, I'm behind the scenes, but I know both positions. Like, hold on. Like, I know he's like, camera two, stay right there. Right there. Like, that man was like, stay right there. Right there. We're going to take this picture right here. Just stay focus. Oh, now you got her in the Boston leg crack. Let's stay right there.
Right there. I mean,
don't move. Right there. Like,
whatever you do,
do not budge.
That man.
Oh, the referee is telling the story. Don't move. Stay right. The referee is trying to check on Rhea. Don't budge. Stop.
And that was like a good 5-10 seconds at least.
Minutes. I'm like, all right now. I'm like, okay. I
forgot I was watching wrestling for a second because
I said this on the Homegirls show on Tuesday. Ciendo, shout out to her. I said, I love wrestling. I know how to turn it off, but I have eyes. And if you keep it on there for like longer than 3 seconds, I'm gonna have a problem because I'm like, all right, now what are we doing? Like, we're still on the cheekage.
Yeah.
Like, let's move. And it's like, all right. That's the only thing I had my gripe about that. But as far as like the actual match itself, I have to give a shout out to Nia because I feel like, and I feel like it's time for everybody to finally admit that Nia has been her best since returning.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
it's better than the first version. So it's like she had that nice match with Becky to kick off 2024, and she just had this main event. 2 Aussies, because a lot of people didn't know Nia was born in Australia. So
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
She's born in Sydney, so I think she didn't live there. So she's technically an Australian. So
she brought that up in the press conference too. So if nobody doesn't want to. You can either Google it or watch it in the press conference because she literally said it, and literally they still booed her anyway. Because she's like, "You're gonna boo one of your own." Like,
well, technically because they was in Perth.
Yeah.
So I think they got a little
in Sydney.
Yeah, because when they mentioned Sydney at that press conference, they booed Sydney.
Yeah, it's like how Australia. Well, I guess
y'all beefing with each other. That's kind of like Atlanta beefing with Macon. Like, we don't really fuck with Macon like that.
Yeah, or like New York boroughs, like Bronx.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we don't really fuck with a lot of them like that.
That's how we are in Memphis, baby. We on an island of our own, and it's just Nashville all over there. So I get it.
I was on that strip. I was on that Nashville strip. That shit was
and what I tell you? What did I tell you? When we went there, I told you, I said, nope, this is what they do on the east side of Tennessee. If you want melanin, I was like, come to Memphis, bro.
This unmelanated dancing, what is happening? That was literally me in Nashville. I'm like, what the hell?
I told him, I said, this is an East Tennessee thing, bro. That's what they do over here. I said,
just stumbling around like, what the fuck?
I told him, I said, this they side. This is what they do over here. I was like, you need to come to the west side of Tennessee. Okay, come to Memphis. Trust me. You see a lot better.
Night and day.
But nah, this was a match that needed to be, like I said, and I guess we can close up on Elimination Chamber here, but it's like outside of the predictable routes, it was a fun match if you just need something to watch. But as far as like if you miss this show, you ain't missing much because they're likely going to highlight everything that you missed. So it's like if you did not wake up to watch Elimination Chamber 2024, you didn't miss much. Ash, let's close with you as far as your final thoughts on Elimination Chamber overall.
I agree with what you said about like how there was like definitely a predictability to it, but I think that what like in terms of like producing the matches themselves, they did a really good job at creating stories and still creating like high stakes intensity moments within the match while we all still know who's most likely winning it. So I feel like it was a pretty good serviceable pay-per-view. I enjoyed it. Do you want me to give it a rating?
Yeah, we're gonna start off with the ratings. Yeah.
Oh, I would say I feel like a B.
Okay.
I feel like a B is like good.
That's
I wouldn't give it a
possible.
B minus, B plus.
Okay, like right in there, like an 80, perfectly, like an 80,
Yeah.
81, 88.
Yeah.
Just to be nice.
Also,
yeah.
Can I just bring up how crazy is it that the match was like the entire PLE was almost 5 hours. There was only an hour and 50 minutes worth of wrestling.
Was it 5 hours?
Yeah, it was like including the pre-show.
Including the pre-show, yeah, 4.
To be fair, I watched as soon as the title match kicked off, I watched it and then I turned it off because
That's fair.
These kickoff shows suck.
I hate them. Yeah, I hate them.
Like if you do not tell me that there's a match on the pre-show, I'm not watching.
Just do a pre-show, like just do matches. I don't understand why they think they're ESPN now. But
yeah, and they've been doing that for a hot minute too, sis.
Yeah.
Like that's the crazy part. Like they still haven't gotten the hint.
I feel like they only do the kickoff matches when they're international, but when it's local, they just whatever. They just be like whatever.
And on top of that, like I don't like that they show the video packages, like especially for Mania. Like I never watch the kickoff because like I want to watch the package like in the moment so I can really get that high intensity, you know, before the match.
True. Yeah, because it's like if you watch the kickoff, you're hyped for the match, but then you're like, oh, it's still the kickoff. So that's why I'd be like, if it's not a match, I'm not watching because I want the full experience when the show actually starts.
Yeah.
Highlight, how would you rate this? And why before we get highlights reaction, if you guys in the chat want to drop how you would rate this pay-per-view, let us know in the chat and I will put it up on the screen. So highlight, how would you rate Elimination Chamber 2024 overall?
So right off jump, pretty much the same right there with Ash. Gonna give it a solid B for what it was, man. I give it an A for the hometown people though, in terms of them being able to just have their moment. So the Grayson Wallers, the Indy Hartwells, hopefully Bronson Reed, they get to come back and he gets to have his eventual moment as well. But you know, Rhea and every other, and I guess technically Nia too, since she's technically Aussie. You know, everybody of that land got to experience their moment. So for that, I give them an A as individuals, but I give the pay-per-view as a whole a solid B. What I did enjoy, and I didn't get to mention that from any of this overall, since this is the overall grade. As annoying as it is, I enjoyed those 2K ratings for whatever reason.
Yeah,
them showing people's rating is just kind of like a situation of, you know, if they did this more in the past, it would really help us understand why they're rated that way. Like, oh yeah, for that guy, yeah, it makes sense that he's rated this way. Like to see Tyler Bate and freaking Pete Dunne in the 70s, I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense given where they were in the card in the past. But at the same time, you're like, ooh, okay. Thanks for letting us know how you feel about him, man. You know, like,
yeah, for sure. And for me, I would give it a solid 75, so like a C plus. And the reason why I say that is because the predictability was like, but it was a fun show. Like C plus, 79 to be nice, but yeah, it would definitely be a C plus because it was like the predictability was like, oh, okay, this is a decent show. This is a show that it was what it was, and it's like none of the matches were boring. I can tell you that right now. Even the kickoff, it was even as standard as it was. it was still a chill thing, especially when I'm waking up. So it was like, because unlike most of y'all, I actually took a nap after No Surrender went off. So it's like I literally went to sleep. I think No Surrender went off at like 10:45. I was out until like 4:30. And I still beat my alarm.
Same here, bro. It was the same case. Watched No Surrender and SmackDown. I did double duty.
Yeah, I did double duty too. It was like background noise, but it was just like, because SmackDown, outside of the Tiffany and Liv, and I believe it was the main event, everything else was pretty much, and the Bloodline segment, everything else was just, it was whatever. It was just whatever. But like I would definitely 79, 75 to my technical rating, but to be nice, 79, and everybody else B. Let's switch to the chat before we move on to No Surrender. Albert on YouTube said he give it an 8 out of 10. Okay. I respect that. And Jump Off on Twitch said, I give the show a solid B as well. It was an awesome show and some things that surprised me in with everything that was predictable. Okay. And I guess, so that's the conclusion for our Elimination Chamber review. Straight to the point. If you watch it, cool. If you don't, you ain't really missing much. Let's switch over to, now it's time for us to peep No Surrender 2024. Once again, let's start off with the ladies. What was your overall thoughts about No Surrender? I know we talked about it before the show, but to get the people, like, what your overall thoughts on No Surrender?
I thought it was okay. I thought that the matchups were really, really good. I'm like still getting into like the men's side of TNA. so I wasn't as engaged with the men's matches, but I feel like for like the women's tag, the story, normally like they're really, really good at telling like the knockouts, like making stories for them, but I feel like Decay just hasn't really translated super well for me yet. I'm happy that MK Ultra won, of course, but overall I thought it was an enjoyable to okay pay-per-view.
Okay. What about you?
I'm gonna agree. This one, if you're measuring it up to like hard to kill, this one was like a C+ type of pay-per-view. There were moments that were like A's if you're going individual match by match, but like as a whole, collectively, what really did it was just Ali, man, having his moment. I think the title match with Moose wasn't bad at all. You know, that spot with Alex Shelley taking the freaking pliers to his finger, almost looking like he was going to rip his finger off. Like, was like, whoa, that's extreme, my guy. And then, and then of course, shout out to the ladies, Giselle Shaw and Jordan Grace, for what they did. I felt like that match was kind of quick because I stepped away to get a quick snack, and then the match was like over. But from what they had with the time allowed, they did what they could with it. So overall, I'd say about a solid C+.
Okay. Let's talk. I guess we could start from the kickoff with this one. We missed a match on our preview. No, we didn't. They announced it Thursday, and it completely broke. Like, it literally just skipped our entire predictions, but it wouldn't have changed anything. But Mike Bailey and Trent Seven versus the Rascals. Okay. I missed. I missed the whole match until the ending. The Rascals obviously defeated Mike Bailey and Trent Seven. I'll have to watch it back to get a perspective of it, but it was continuing the story, the union between the Rascals and Steve Macklin. So obviously they picked up the win on that one. Did you catch this match at all? Either one of you?
No, because like you, I didn't even realize they had an extra kickoff. So I'll have to go back and watch this myself to see what was missed from this.
Okay. I mean, outside of what I just told you, it was pretty much a solid tag team match from basically like from the highlights. Of it. Okay, so Okay. So, the next match we had was the System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers versus Kushida and Kevin Knight. What did you guys think about this match? Let's start with you, Highlight.
Very solid showing for my guy Kevin Knight, man. I'm always going to continue to be proud of my guy and just how he's being featured. What's wild is that this man, I don't think is even really signed to TNA. He's literally just, getting these spots and he's doing his thing, man. He had a nice hot tag doing some really dope spots. I enjoyed showing off those hops. And, like you, still not behind the system that much. So for them to get the win was kind of like, okay, I get it. But I can't get into him yet, man.
Yeah.
What about you, Ash, if you watched this one?
Yeah, I watched this one. I agree. Like the system, like I've been watching their segments and stuff, but again, like hasn't really translated for me yet. Like I haven't had that moment where I've become like super invested in the story that they're telling. This was probably maybe my second or third time seeing Kevin Knight wrestle, so that was really, really cool for me. I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I thought it was like a good standard match.
And I can piggyback off of both of you guys. It was the one thing about the kickoffs. It was just more so like just to get you to buy I guess you could say buy TNA Plus or YouTube Insiders. But it's like if you watch the weekly shows, it was pretty standard tag team matches for both, and it was just like it showed everybody's strengths and it pretty much glued for what it was. But yeah, the system just not sold on it yet. It's like I don't know what it's going to take. I will keep an open mind, but it's just like so far I'm just like, I don't care yet. And it's like I don't know what it is. And it's like whenever I hear Alicia hype, I'll be like, can you shut up? And it's like I don't know. I don't even mean that in a rude way. Just like, okay, we get it. You're from Boston. You have an accent. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's like outside of that, I'm just like, okay, you're doing. And I also kind of blame it on how long I've been watching wrestling and these type of wrestlers, like this type of trope is used. I'm like, oh, okay, the heel faction. You got the heel manager who will get involved when the heels are about to lose. Okay, cool.
Paint by numbers, yeah.
It's same song and dance. It's like to me, it's like if I see Roman Reigns defend his title at SummerSlam against Jey Uso and put it up against this tag match as far as like outside interference on the ring side, I'm like, same thing.
Same thing.
So it don't move it. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to take something that the system would have to do. Even in it wasn't even the main event. It was like the third match before the main event.
Right. Yeah.
It was a good match, but it still didn't sell me on the system. It was just like, oh, Moose is just being Moose.
Mm-hmm.
So much. That's all I had about that. The match that kicked off the show, I got this listed by numbers. Let me see which one was it? Oh, Frankie Kazarian versus Eric Young in a number one contenders match where the winner gets a title shot, TNA World title shot at Sacrifice. This match also kind of before we move on, Albert Punt said, I believe Kevin Knight is signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling and is there on the working relationship like Black Taurus was with AAA. So he's not signed with TNA. He's just there.
That's cool.
On the partnership. But yeah, this match kind of just told me who was winning that world title match. I don't know why. It's like when the babyface wins, I'm like, yeah, the heel's retaining. Because it's very rare that they actually have the heel versus heel dynamic. But my only gripe with this would be Kazarian losing after us sitting through those promos like, I'm Mr. TNA. Okay, Mr. TNA, you just lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of pointless because which is why, remember when we made those predictions, I called that because I was just like, for the heck of it, I was just like, Eric Young. I just had that feeling because I'm like, Frankie Kazarian was never that guy in young versions. Why would he be it now all of a sudden because he's healed? I'm like, man, get out of here with that.
and then they had him. Then they had him attack the referee after. I was like,
yeah, I was like, oh my god.
I'm like, all right.
Wow, big tough guy because you're attacking a non-competitor. See what I'm saying?
Tough guy over here.
Man, get out of here. Man.
We got a tough guy.
Oh boy.
So I guess you could I guess we all pretty much had the same sentiments. It was just like what did you think about the match itself? Let's start with Ash.
Oh, go ahead, Ash.
I liked the match. I feel like the match obviously was like super antic heavy with having like the ring announcer in the middle announce him as Mr. TNA and all of that stuff. But overall, I liked it. I mean, like yeah. I don't really have too much to say because like I'm still getting into the fold of the storylines for the men.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I saw,
It was.
What you guys said sounds about right. Yeah.
It wasn't boring. Put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Highlight?
Pretty much just like how you two said, it wasn't like a boring match. It was a classic old veterans match, is what it was. Two veterans that can still go, but it doesn't just move you 100%. They just can still go. That's it. That's it.
That's all
Yep. And next up, we had what most considered one of my matches of the night. The final match in the best of 3 series for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. The ABC, Chris Bay and Ace Austin versus the grizzled young veteran, soon to be number 1, as like they like to say. Great match. I have no. I have no real highlights of this match because this is one of those matches where he's like, when you watch it, you don't bother taking any type of notes. You just be like, this is one of the greatest matches you've ever seen. Because Ace Austin, Chris Bay, great signing for TNA. It was smart to keep them on the roster. GYV, I don't know if they're actually signed to TNA, but they've been on a pretty much a mini tour since being released from NXT, WWE, when they were part of the Schism. I enjoyed like they obviously made a pit stop in DPW and all these other independent shows that I be pushing on social media. So this match was no different. Let's start with you, Highlight. What you think about like any highlights you got from this match, pun intended?
I wouldn't say off top. I mean, I just really like the high pace that it brought while also having like that mix of slow pace because, you know, grizzled young vets do what they do mostly. But I've enjoyed this series in general, really, more so. Just I knew it was kind of hard to call how this one would have went because I felt like grizzled young vets might have gotten this one, but I'm glad to see I was wrong.
That's what I liked. It's like you didn't know which way they was going.
Yeah,
that's what I love. That's what I love in my matches. I'm like, oh, which way are you going with this?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the way they won the first match, I was like, oh, this might end up being, because I knew, like, you know how like when they do a best out of 2, you know, 2 out of 3 falls, usually it's like whoever gets the first fall, usually you're like, okay, the second person should get the next fall in a desperation way. Just how do we tell it? How do we get there? And then that third match is always just like a, ooh, which way we gonna go here, right? And that's exactly what this delivered. It was needed, man. But like you said, props to them for just holding on. I'm gonna say that was more Scott D'Amore, probably more so than Anthem. But you know, props to Scott D'Amore for keeping these two gentlemen and allowing them to keep this good thing going. I hope management does not mess it up. Thank you very much.
Ash, what you think about this match?
I really, really love this match. I thought it was super fun. I thought it was very intense. It made me want to go back and watch the other matches between the two of them, which I think is like a really, really good testament to the work that they did in this particular match on Friday night. I know that they what was it, like the code breaker? I forget what the exact move was, but they had some really fantastic spots in the match.
Like the Doomsday to the outside, Tope Doomsday.
Yeah. Sick. I was like, I gotta do my homework. I was like, this match told me that I gotta do my homework. I gotta go back. I was not familiar with your game, but I'm aware now.
Pull up the Shaq meme.
Yeah. And ABC been killing it for a minute as a tag team. That's why I'm happy that they're really getting like a lot more buzz now. You know, we knew what Grizzly Young Vets could do to my NXT followers when they were part of the Schism. Look, perfect meme.
That was mean. That was really mean.
Like, I owe you an apology. I wasn't familiar with your game, but I gotta get up. I gotta get up to par.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
Nah, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I'm glad that people are seeing now the shine of these individuals doing their thing for real.
And then we had the match that kind of took the show off the rails for me. It was PCO versus Khan, because I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm like, this is just two big men just hitting each other. Like, what is happening? And I was so zoned out. I thought it was like it ended in a draw, but it apparently ended in a no disqualification, in a DQ. So neither one of us got a point on that one and threw in our predictions. I'm like, wow, okay. What did I mean, like, I don't have any thoughts on this match because it was just there.
I don't either because I'm not in the PCO, bro. I've never been in the PCO. I was not into him in Ring of Honor. I'm not into him.
I still don't know his character.
Oh,
His
I know.
entrance-
No, I know his character. His character. His character is that he's this undeadly, like Frankenstein-like person. He basically punishes himself with electricity and can do all. Bully Ray ran him over and like a million times, and he came back from that. Like he's impenetrable to like pain and just all this stuff. But that's why I don't understand it because okay, put it this way. Remember early Abaddon?
What?
Remember early Abaddon?
Yeah.
Think that. And that's what he's like, except he's not an undead version. He's like a Frankenstein version. So he's just that. Yeah, he just, yeah. He takes pinfalls. He's been beaten, but it's just, he keeps coming back. So it's like, if you thought you killed him off, he keeps coming back.
It's like Jason.
Like Jason. Exactly. Like Jason. When you think you killed Jason and he just magically comes back and you're like, God dang it, I got to deal with you again. That's him. Unfortunately, that's what I said. I just can't get into PCO, bro.
Yeah, anytime that I see him, like when I'm like skipping, trying to find like the women's matches on like the weekly TNA watches, anytime I see PCO, I'm always like, ah! Fast forward. Literal jump scare, like literal jump scare every single time.
Pretty much. That's yeah. That's all I can tell you, bro. He's just he's like the Fiend too, because the Fiend would have had a great match with him. They both would have been trying to just who's more impervious to pain, you or me? Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh man.
PCO.
Back up a taste. Just a taste. Just give me some room. Hey. Okay, the door's gonna slam about now.
That's all I got. Like, okay, this like even though that you explained to me this character.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't give a shit.
I trust me, you're not the only one. I don't either. But it's like I just can't get into it.
Then they want me to care about Khan, and I'm like, wasn't he just a lackey like 2 weeks ago?
You mean old boy from the Ascension? Old boy from the Ascension? You thought I forgot about the Ascension? Nah, man.
The Road Warrior Light.
That's right.
Forget about that.
Hey, no, that's right. He sure did, right? He set him on fire. See, that's what I was trying. He's been run over too, though. If I'm not mistaken, somebody ran him over too. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's wild.
He's been set on fire. He's been run over. He's been electrocuted. He's been all kinds of stuff.
Have y'all tried shooting him?
At this point.
Yeah, I feel like y'all tried everything but shooting this man. Shoot this man.
Show him.
Hey, I found the perfect description of what he reminds me of now. I used to play Resident Evil, that doggone Nemesis. That's what he reminds me of in a wrestling form. That Nemesis used to piss me off because he would keep coming back no matter how many times you killed it. It's just like, you again? And you would always hear him in the background.
Just throw shit. I'm just throwing shit. I'm like, boo, boo, get off my team.
Tomatoes aren't enough.
Mm-hmm. They're not.
Bullets, shots. Like that's how. Like every time I see this man, like I've been open about TNA, but PCO is where I draw the line. Mm-hmm. Enough is enough.
And like I said, he's been doing this since Ring of Honor, and we talking about the OG Ring of Honor, y'all, not even the Tony Khan version. So this is imagine how I feel.
Wait, they poured battery acid down?
Yes, they did. Yes.
Whoa. Talk about insurance.
This man.
I told y'all. Y'all thought I was playing. I've watched people do all kind of stuff to this man, and he still keeps coming back. I don't
he's so bad. They said don't insult Resident Evil like that. That's how bad this man is.
Hey man. Hey. Good God.
They said that's how bad it is. Like don't do that.
Hey now.
Hey, I feel you, dog, but you can't tell me that ain't the case, bro. You know good and well.
No, yeah. One thing about TNA is they'll try to make you care about anything. So that's one thing I can sort of respect, but also I need them to relax on because everybody. I'm not gonna care about Khan Road Warrior Khan. I'm not caring about that man. I'm still not forgetting that this man got bitched out by the New Age Outlaws and the the APA on that random episode of Raw when it got called up. They was like, we're not finna forget that. Like, I've been watching wrestling for too long, but I remember her face. I don't remember names, but I remember her face. I'm like, nah, weren't you that? Nah, we're not doing that.
Slapped around.
Got slapped around a little bit. Like, no, we're not gonna do that.
You know, it's funny, ain't it? Because that's a good transition for the next individual when we get down the line to him too, from a tag team that we seem to have forgotten about. Yeah, exactly. That's twice.
On this show. Yeah, for sure. That's gonna be the match after this one. Decay versus MK Ultra. That's the next match that we had. Great match for me. I enjoyed the tag match.
Oh yeah.
The outcome threw me off.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting MK Ultra to win, but I was happy.
I think the reason why I say that is because my thought is, why did they lose him?
Are we just hot potatoing them? Like, what's happening?
I guess they did it maybe because, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to justify it. They hot potatoed.
Even then, like if they tried to like build them back up, it was only like a month later they got them back. It's not like they had to go through so much adversity to get the belts back.
They just had MK Ultra say, "Oh, we want our titles back." Decay doing Decay things.
Jody
Threat, then the title match, and then they won again. Killer Kelly once again breaking Twitter with her spot with Rosemary.
Of course.
I'd love to say Killer Kelly hi.
I was like,
Killer Kelly, hello.
Hello, Killer Kelly.
Between Killer Kelly and Rhea Ripley, they were just like, let's have a cheek off.
No, seriously, bro.
Don't let them get. So funny when there's like a shot of MK Ultra, they have the belts, and it cuts to Kelly, and she's like kissing her belt. There's this man in the front row, and he's just like. I was like, oh, he's locked in. He's locked in. He's not missing a second.
Like, I see you.
He's not missing a second of this.
Yes.
You never want these two to cross paths ever, because the internet will break.
Yeah.
If Rhea freaking bloody Ripley goes up against Killer Kelly ever.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised they haven't, because weren't they both in NXT UK at one point?
Possibly. Was she there first?
I think Rhea was there first. No, I think they missed each other. I think they because Rhea left for the main NXT, and then Killer was there for like a cup of coffee, and then she left WWE altogether. So yeah, I was like, but if that were to happen, go ahead and log off Twitter for the rest of the day if you're easily disgusted.
Yeah.
Or distracted, either or. Whichever. Whichever you are. If you can't handle the pressure either way, just log off.
Like I fell down a rabbit hole. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Oh, Lord.
Father, what was that verse about temptation that you gave me at the service?
Boy.
Everybody was like, that's one when I saw it, I was like, let me not say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. Y'all not about to get me up out of here. Nope. I'm not about to get canceled. Nope. I'm not doing it.
I mean, Kelly, what is it, Danny? They recreated that spot from Hard to Kill when they were doing like the back and forth.
I was like,
I was like, real graps. Finally.
This is real graps right here. This is the real graps. Let's go.
A mess. A true mess.
Oh, hell yeah.
A mess. I cannot.
See, this is what I mean. Hey, some of y'all be out of pocket, but you got eyes. You can't deny that you see what you see. You be like, and then don't get me started. A few times, Kelly don't quote tweeting me. I was like, Killer Kelly be doing some things that make you be like, am I saved? And she was like, what do you mean by that? You weren't supposed to see this, ma'am.
She knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yes, she does. Oh boy.
But I like what they say right here. They said TNA seems to do this with the women's tag team titles due to lack of teams. So they're pretty much going through what WWE is going through.
Which is why they shouldn't make tag team titles for women on either freaking company.
If they don't have a stacked division in the first place.
Yeah.
Now,
because even when they brought them back, most of the teams that they had competing for them were makeshift teams.
Well, Tasha and Kiera was a team. I don't know what that was with Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering, but that lasted.
That was just the battle of strong women. That was it.
Yeah.
That was just beefy. Yeah. That was it.
But they're best friends, so it was a story there in terms of them being like a team because they were real life best friends. It's just it didn't last long. That's why I was just kind of like.
But didn't Rachel get released like 2 weeks later or something like that? I feel like
I don't know what the full story was on that. I just remember they brought her in and
they had her with that, and then it was just that was it. So that's what I'm saying. They don't really have any like committed teams. They got the K, MK Ultra.
See, they're definitely one. They need a mid card title, and just if you 86 retire those, get a mid card knockouts division title for your second tier ladies, and then you have your main tier fight for those.
Yeah, they said Tasha, and even then, when it was Tasha and Kiera, they traded them with the K a couple of times. So it's like they've been doing that ever since they brought them back. It's like they have them a cup of coffee, then new champs, cup of coffee, new champs, and it's like. No, let's not do that.
Yeah,
let's stop doing that because it's like at this point you're going to be like this is going to eventually become 24/7 7-Eleven I-95 South title. So we're not.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. Because I don't even. Damn. Now I'm curious. Like, do they have a tag team division? Let's go to this roster page. Like, is there a tag team division? MK Ultra. Okay. Damn, they really don't have. It's literally 2 teams.
That's crazy.
Decay, MK Ultra, it was Jody Threat.
Yeah.
They just had someone come out there, Jody Threat and was it Masha? Some of it? Not Masha. It was another one. Jody Threat and
I'm blanking on her name.
I forgot.
Yeah, her face is in my mind.
Danny Luna.
Okay. Yeah, Danny Luna.
Yeah, how can I forget?
So that's 3 teams. If they want to throw another random there, they can throw in Alicia Edwards and Jachelle Shaw. If they want to do like a makeshift tag team. So it's like they don't have no tag teams. I know they had the Iconics at one point before they left.
Yeah. VXT as well, Chelsea and Deanna
before they left. So I'm like, they don't really have any consistent tag teams to where the tag team division can be, so I don't know. Yeah, like you said, they just have to get a mid-card title or a television title and just have them, and then that could be something for Ash by Elegance to do.
In the meantime, fact.
Like, hey, I'm the face of television, so here's the new TV title. Like, do something.
Yeah, something.
Big facts.
The next match we had was the other match that we were talking about with tag teams. Josh Alexander versus Simon Gotch. You want to know what the reason why this match is this? It's because Simon Gotch is a hater.
So he's in that player haters club I was telling you about.
Yeah,
huh?
that's
okay. So we add him to the list.
If you listen to his interview on that talk show they have for Allen Angels, he was literally like, "I'm the reason why Josh is where he's at." I'm like, "Oh, so you just hating?" Is what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say.
I'm like,
the host let him get that off.
You know, the host is basically on his Miz thing where he was trying to get the scoop. Yeah. So he was like, let me just get the scoops right quick. Let me. Match itself was decent. I enjoyed the match for what it was. It was like a solid match. Josh Alexander, it was just something. I feel like it was just something to get him on the card.
Yeah. Typically, anybody he has a match with is never usually a bad match because he doesn't know how to have a bad match.
Nah.
Gotch? No.
This is my first time seeing Gotch one-on-one in a singles match, like ever.
And that's my point.
Oh.
Wow. Just saying. I'm just
saying. Fair. It's fair.
Point blank.
Yep.
Took off his headgear. I was shocked.
I would have rather saw him against freaking Bobby Fish than this. Okay.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of makeshift tag teams, let's have Bobby Fish and Simon Gotch together. Team Mustache.
Team Stash.
Team Stash. That's literally it. Like
so we're gonna jack Mustache Mountain like that?
Hey, Mustache Mountain ain't a thing anymore. Trent Sevens in TNA and Tyler Bate is with Pete Dunne, formerly known as Butch. So
fair.
I'm like Team Stash. Let's have Team Stash. Team Player Haters Club.
Yeah.
Because Bobby Fish was hating on CM Punk. Simon Gotch was hating on Enzo. so it's like,
so those two are added in the list with Drew McIntyre, Roxanne Perez,
and Jimmy Uso.
So that's a 5-man Player Haters Club stable right there waiting for y'all. Make it happen, bro.
Oh wow.
The list will continue to grow
to the point where I will forget who's on the list because so many.
Hater rises every day.
Someone from MLW's in that list too. I just can't think of it just yet. But don't worry.
AJ Francis, you's a hater.
I was gonna say that.
You hate on Alex Kane.
That's facts, though. Yeah, that's facts.
I was gonna say that. I was thinking that. So we right there, bro. That's why I was like.
I'm like, nah, you just made your debut. Congratulations, by the way. You made your debut in MLW. But yeah, you immediately start hating on Alex Kane. Y'all couldn't start beefing in March.
Yeah, like come on now.
Facts.
Damn, y'all had the beef. Now. Like everybody beefing in February. Come on.
Have we learned nothing, people?
Yeah.
We march for nothing.
Yeah.
The next match was for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship and a no surrender rules, which was basically a no holds bar match where the only way to win was their representatives will throw in the towel. Moose defended against Alex Shelley. I enjoyed the match was decent for what it was. Like it was brutal for no reason. I'm like, bro, y'all really hate each other. Y'all really hate each other. The outcome was like I said, it was kind of predictable, but I didn't know how they were going to get there. But they played on Kushida's love for Alex Shelley when he was because Moose. I'm not really a fan of them having Moose spear him repeatedly with his body wrapped in chain because I'm like, you're hurting yourself too.
Yeah, it's
like a kamikaze waiting to happen.
I'm like, all he have to do is just move, and you hurt yourself. And it's like, I don't know, just the logic behind using the chain with the spear back to back wasn't really a fan of mine, but it was what it was. And it was pretty much like I said, it was predictable. That's why I was kind of glad it wasn't the main event because I'm like, if we're going with a predictable outcome, hey, I'm cool with it. And honestly, I'm cool with Moose retaining. Like I'm not really sold on the system, but Moose as world champion, in my opinion, I mean, I'm interested to see where they go with it. What you think about it, Ash?
I enjoyed it. I thought the match was brutal. It was super hard hitting. I like the story that they were telling with Kushida and Alex Shelley. I really like the ending spot when Kushida like finally throws the towel in. But Moose gave him, what was it, like another, like, I think it was like a spear, like a final spear, just like ended his life.
He's like, eh.
I was like, damn. They were out like that whole entire spot where they were outside facing that turnbuckle, like all the spots, all the stuff that they did in that area. I'm not like a hardcore match girl, so I was like,
okay, okay. Now that's interesting because you love horror movies, so I for sure thought you would have loved that. Nah,
I just don't like the visual of it. Like something about it, like when it's happening in the moment, just makes me like. I didn't like that. Like that didn't make me feel good. Like that didn't make me feel good.
I respect this, sis. I respect it. You know
that was my reaction to it. I was like, damn.
Yeah. I was like, they're going at it. I was like, they fighting. They really fighting. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Damn.
Yeah.
What you think about it, Holly?
Yeah, man. Like I said, it was pretty solid for what it was. I'm just happy, like you said, kind of predictable because you know, there's only one person I see taking that title off Moose, and that's a build up for when they get to that. Could be like a Bound for Glory type situation. Who knows? But
Nick Nemeth.
Yes, I'm more intrigued to just see what challenges they keep feeding his way. Maybe run it back with Josh Alexander if they want to go that route, or we see Eric Young's next up. It looks like so that'll be interesting, and whoever else they decide to throw into the mix for him to wrestle. Honestly, I hope, as random as it may come off, if they tell the story right, I wouldn't mind him and Kevin Knight running it back because they had a really dope TV match last year. And that was when Moose wasn't champ. So if they found a way to kind of, I don't know, he wins a battle royal or something, and they just like, man, they have a great chemistry together when they wrestle. So I wouldn't mind them running it one time, but we'll see what plays out for Moose up until we get to the inevitable.
His spear was called "No Jackhammer Needed."
Oh, wow.
Was it?
I never knew it was called. I've never heard them say that, bro. I didn't even know it was called that. Truth be told, but I guess if that is, then that's a nice pun at Goldberg. I'll take that. I'm not even mad at it. I'll be like, no jackhammer needed, baby. It's devastating. That's creative. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it. But
I respect it.
Shout out to Moose, man. Shout out to, like I said, he says this is his best version, even from the last time he was champ, and I agree. He looks the part, and he's doing his thing. We just got to get the system to actually, be something we buy into. Yeah, basically.
We're not moved yet. It's like we're just like, all right, you're there for the ride, but make us care.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Do something like, don't go down every heel trope that we've seen done since as long, and it could just be because we've watched wrestling for so long.
Yeah.
So it could be just because we're tired of the heel trope, and as well as seeing as we have another heel faction in WWE with the Bloodline, and I think there is one in AEW with the United Kingdom, or the Undisputed Kingdom, whatever they call it. Yeah, we're kind of healed interference every match out. That's probably what it is. But outside of that, as far as match wise, but as far as like stable itself, we just not moved. So hopefully they change that up in due time. Hopefully. Oh, so yeah. So he said the way I think that adds moves to the Player Haters Club.
Does it?
Because, especially with the way he cashed in on Josh Alexander that one time.
Yeah, but that now see, that was like literally a year and a half ago, man.
Yeah.
We can't count that.
Yeah, we got to see him do something dastardly in 2024.
Yeah, this is a new club, y'all. This is like everything 2024 on down.
Yeah, we gotta see him. But yeah, they're gonna do Young versus Moose at TNA Sacrifice. I believe that is the next one. I think that's next month, I believe. So we'll see how that goes and see if that that'll likely be on a Friday too. So they love doing these TNA Plus shows on SmackDown, but head to head with SmackDown. But I mean, it is what it is. People watch it though, so
yeah,
they're doing something right.
I guess they figure they can't do Saturdays since WWE's ruling the Saturdays these days, and AEW does the Sundays. So what other day they gonna choose?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, speaking of AEW on Sundays, we will be giving our preview and predictions on Tuesday, so make sure you guys keep it locked on that. Next up, we have the co-main event of the evening. Jordynne Grace defending the Knockouts World Championship against Giselle Shaw, who won the Ultimate X at Hard to Kill to secure this number one contenders this title match, as well as after basically firing her entire entourage. So the I always
quintessential diva.
I always get tongue tied with this. I don't know why. I'm like E-I-E-I-O diva. I always get tongue. I'm like yeah. What you think about this match, Ash?
I really, really enjoyed this match. I could tell that like a part of me feels like they might run it back. Because I could tell that they didn't really hit that third gear. Like I could tell that they were holding back a little bit. I enjoyed the story of basically Jordynne trying to hit the Juggernaut driver onto Giselle throughout the match. I feel like Giselle looked super, super strong in this match. Like that Spanish fly on the apron. There were so many dope moments that she completely just like capitalized off of. So I was super, super happy. I low-key wanted Giselle to take the win here. And I kind of thought that she was going to, but I feel like Jordynne is still super hot from the Rumble. and she in general is just like super popular right now amongst like TNA fans. So I get the decision to keep the belt on her. I'm curious to see where it's gonna go. I kind of hope that they run it back.
Okay. I like what you think.
Definitely gonna piggyback off of that. I thought this was solid for what it was, and I agree. The third gear just didn't seem to hit because again, like I said, I remember just going to get a snack really quickly before I knew that the match was over, and I'm like, bro, what? Like it definitely could have went on some more, and I feel like some of the matches probably could have had some time shaved off so they could have gotten into that third gear, but again, we'll see if they run this back. Giselle Shaw, that Spanish fly off the apron was dope. We've seen a lot of different Spanish flies, but never off the apron, I don't think. So that that was a unique way to do something, especially because that mat don't give.
So, no.
So to do that, it's like, okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see. And when we just talked about what we talked, shout out to her, Giselle Shaw, that is, for basically getting rid of her entourage so we don't see what you just said about the same old heel trope. She did this all on her own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the finish was really, really good too. Like I really they got busy in that finish. It was just straight hard hits. I was like, yeah.
I agree.
I feel like they've been and I honestly feel like this is just Jordan Grace just making sure that this title run is memorable compared to her the other times that she won it, and especially and also has to do with her level of respect for Trinity, to where she was like, I won this from her, and I have to make sure that I continue that wave and not make it go down. So, and everybody who's her dance partner has just been like, yo, let's cook it. So if they run it back, cool, and if they don't, I feel like they were leaving a lot on the table. But this was a fun match. This was a fun main event of the evening. And then to wrap up No Surrender, let's talk about the main event, which was for the X Division Championship. The debuting Mustafa Ali challenging the 10-time TNA X Division champion Chris Sabin. What a match! I ain't gonna lie to you. What a match this was. This was Ali's part of the Ali World Tour, and Ali We Trust is what he liked to say. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was one part during the match where I was like, this nigga died. Ali, I was like, bro, how are you still functioning after doing this? It was this spot right here where he was going diving off the top rope against Sabin when he was going for the 450, and Sabin got out of the way, and then he went full steam ahead and said, "Yonk." I'm like, God damn. I legitimately, I think I lost my breath for like a split second. I was like, was that on purpose?
What? You know, yeah.
Because he's that good at it. So I was like,
yeah.
Is this? But Highlight, what you think about this match?
Man, it was everything I expected it to be the moment it got announced. I knew, because Chris Sabin, the vet, I mean, the TNA original, the guy that's just always been putting on for the X Division and the cruiserweights, if you want to go that route. And Ali, man, we've always known how good Ali was. WWE just never really got a chance to give him a singles title, and I'm happy he finally got this moment. And if this means what I think it means, I hope this is not a Leo Rush situation, because the last time Chris Sabin lost that X Division title was to Leo Rush, and Leo Rush had it for, I think, about a month or so before it went right back to Sabin. So I hope this is not a situation where it's like going right back to Sabin in like a month or two. Let's not hot potato this. Let's milk this. I don't know what the deal is, but let's milk it. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep this going and really build him up. And shoot, while we're at it, giving flowers to people from post WWE. Shout out to Nick Nemeth. Shout out to Matt Riddle. I mean, all these guys are just winning championships post their WWE releases. So they're out there doing their indie runs and doing their things right now, man. And I'm happy. You know, this was a dope match. Arguably, willing to say probably in our when we get to our end of the year awards, this might be a match of the year candidate, brother.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, the ABC versus GYV, as well as the Knockouts World Championship match and this match were pretty much my match of the matches of the night, as far as like what I didn't really bother writing down any freaking notes and none of that. I was just like, let me just enjoy this because the talents that I was interested. I'm always a Chris Sabin in Motor City Machine Guns. Did a whole retrospective on Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money. I'm always gonna be a fan of Chris Sabin. I feel like he's highly underappreciated because a lot of y'all favorites wouldn't be around if it wasn't for the Motor City Machine Guns. But that's an argument that I don't have the energy to give people no more.
Fun fact actually. Shout out to Bobby Roode via Chris Van Vliet's interview with him. Fun fact, y'all, if you didn't know, apparently Chris Sabin's the one that came up with the Canadian Destroyer, not Petey Williams.
Wow. Well, I'll be damned.
It was actually his idea when that very devastating finisher from Petey Williams, when we first saw it and was like, holy crap, what is that?
Which has now been downgraded to a transition.
Pretty much, unfortunately, because people watched it too much and said, "Oh, I'm gonna do this now in every match." But yeah, that was Chris Sabin's idea, y'all. So just more reason to give him his flowers while he's still doing it, just to show, like, bro, you were a genius.
For sure. Ash, what you think about this match, the main event?
I thought the match was dope. I felt like Chris Sabin and Mustafa had really, really good chemistry. I love the finish. That 450 splash. Anytime Ali does it, I pop. Like it's a thing of beauty. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. I feel like out of any of like the recent WWE firings, I'm the most happy for Ali just because his creativity, his innovativeness in the ring, like we were saying earlier, he probably was going to win that North American Championship. I believe it was supposed to be for Deadline, maybe, but. I feel like they completely squandered their opportunity and every single chance they had to let him grow and flourish on that main roster or even in NXT, they completely didn't capitalize on it. So I feel like he's more than deserving of this moment. I can't wait to see what the defenses are like, what the matches are like, because one thing about Mustafa, he could put on a match. So I'm really excited to follow this reign. I hope it's a long one. I know that you were saying that Sabin took it back like a month after Leo Rush won it back. So I hope that's not the case. I hope that he gets some time to put in some really solid defenses before he drops it. But yeah, I thought it was a really dope match.
Okay. So yeah, Ali, new TNA X Division champion, right decision, in my opinion, to close with this. I know a lot of people aren't really fans of new signees winning titles, but I feel like this was pretty much the right call, in my opinion, because it's like, Chris Sabin is dope, and and in my opinion, I feel like Chris Sabin is always good in the chase, as opposed to the champion. I don't know why. It's like some people, I feel like, especially the character that they're portraying, is way better in the chase than it is as champion. And this was actually his longest reigning title out of all of his X Division titles. I believe he held it over 100 days, which was surprising, but then also I wasn't surprised because around the time TNA was starting, when it comes to the X Division, they literally had new X Division champions like every other show. So it made the most sense, and he's 10 times, so he can get away with that. Other than that, outside of that, I guess we can. To wrap up our No Surrender thoughts, how would we rate the show overall? Let's start with you, Ash. Like, how would you rate this show?
I would give it like a C+.
Okay.
I'll give it a C+. I feel like it was like for someone like me who's just now kind of like dipping her toes into like the men's wrestling of TNA. I feel like they were like good enough matches to keep me invested and entertained, while the women's matches were pretty solid, and I feel like the right people won them. So I'll say like a C+.
Okay. How about you, Highlight?
Same case, bro. I'm gonna give this a solid C+, probably like a 70, 75, 76, if we're going in that grade scale kind of thing, like C+. Could have been better, and I just wonder, I hope this is not a trend, given the post, like I said, with Hard to Kill, if you measure it up to that, Scott D'Amore was a part of that, with him not being a part of the company at the moment. Given the news we've seen about who all is in what positions and things like that, I just hope that going forward, the bar is raised more so that something can overthrow Hard to Kill, which to date in 2024 is their best pay-per-view since this repackage so far. So hopefully we see more upside from here, but solid C+.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I will give it just a solid C minus, mainly because outside of the 3 matches, everything else felt like filler to me. It was like a filler show. It was just like a transition between the last Impact, TNA Impact, and the next one. It wasn't really outside of the Mustafa Ali match. The I guess you could say the No Surrender Rules match as well for the world title was solid for what it was. But my outside of my matches of the night, which was the main event, the co-main event, as well as the best of 3 finale, it was just like if you take away those matches, you really didn't really miss anything. So
yeah.
but yeah, I would give it a C minus. But it was still a fun show. Both shows, in my opinion, were fun for what they were. So it's like if you go out of your way to watch them, cool. If you don't, here's what the matches that you should watch. So hey, that's what we got, and that it concludes our official review for both Elimination Chamber 2024 as well as TNA No Surrender 2024. I guess we can reveal the predictions winners before we get up out of here officially. For those of you who don't know, we typically do prediction championships here on the show. Next time we'll get Ash on through the week so we can get her predictions so she can take part in this as well. So it could be a fun experience overall. For Elimination Chamber, we pretty much, it was a clean sweep for both of us. We've all predicted the same outcomes: Kabuki Wars, Judgment Day, Becky Lynch, Drew McIntyre, Rhea Ripley. For the No Surrender predictions, we both predicted Khan to win, but seeing as neither one of us got that right, it took a point away. We both predicted Josh Alexander. I picked Jordan Grace. I picked ABC. I picked the System. You picked Eric Young. We both picked Moose, and we both picked Mustafa Ali. So if we combine both of them overall, I won the overall predictions for this go round. So I continue with the rocking the gold chain if I want to. It hit my microphone, I don't know why. So if I want to rock the gold chain, we can. For those of you who don't understand the rules of it's like you just rock a gold chain to say, hey, we got bragging rights. It's something fun, something like nothing too shabby. And if we don't, and if neither one of us win because we're the main host of this show, we can't rock the gold chain, and the guests can do whatever they want. They can just have the bragging rights until the next predictions. But so far, we're both. It's funny. It's ironic. We're both at 2-2-3. So 2 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws. So it's a fun little experience. So that'll be something fun for that. But before we get up out of here, where can they follow you guys on social media? Let's start with you, Ash, Benny, the Queen. Let's go with you.
So you can find me on all social media platforms at Ash Benny.
And let's get with you, Highlight.
You already know, man. Follow your boy all social platforms at Highlight Life. Or if you want and you want to catch me and this wonderful person right here, every Friday episodes post, you can catch us at lifesabotch_OTS on all social platforms as well. Shout out to OTS Media Co. Give them a follow if you like all things music, media, fashion, and all that good stuff. You won't be disappointed, man.
For sure. And make sure you guys also make sure you continue to support the show. Yours truly at It's Gresh on Twitter, at Josh Gresham RG, everywhere else. You make sure you peep the recent episodes of the Talking Ish sessions. The one I did with Sloan, that was a great conversation. The one I did with Derek Myers Jr., the man behind OTS Media Co. Make sure you guys check those out. Highly recommended those, especially this one with Derek. We basically was just 2 brothers just catching up, talking about. I guess we could say he's officially the 3rd man behind Freepedia. For those of you who don't know, that's our brand, our collaboration brand. So he's the 3rd man there. For those of you who don't know about that. Also, make sure you guys continue to support the main YouTube channel at It's Gresh on YouTube, youtube.com/@itsgresh. Make sure you guys peep the main episode that we just dropped. A lot of highlights in that one that you guys can take and enjoy. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this bonus episode of the GRESH Unleashed podcast. And with that being said, make sure you guys continue to stay safe out here. Make sure you guys, if anybody is showing you hate, love, or any disdain towards you, it is not your obligation to pay that any mind. Ignore them fools. You are better, you deserve better, and you deserve to be loved and appreciated by those who actually want to do that. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets, and remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Y'all be breezy.